In this video, I'm going to explain 4 different selling models so that you can learn all about them and decide which one is best for you and your business. Now make sure that you stick around until the very end because I'm going to start with my least favorite and then work my way up to what I personally think is the best selling model right now. Amazon has over 2 million sellers on their platform and over 100 million people who are purchasing. What other platforms do you know that have over 3 billion website views a month? So if you're thinking that maybe I don't know if it's a good time to sell on Amazon because there's so many other sellers, that is definitely not the case. Yes, there are a lot of sellers, but for this many sellers, there are this many buyers and there are so many products. So there is room for everybody to come in and to make profits if they're doing it the right way. So when I first found out about selling, the only thing that I have ever sold before are some used clothing items on Poshmark. So I don't have a background in business. I didn't know even what the word e-commerce was, to be completely honest with you. And that was 2 months ago. Once I finally started digging really deep into this world of selling, I discovered that there's 4 different models that first you need to choose one of them. You can't just say, oh, I'm gonna sell and start selling. Are you going down this road or are you going down this road? So let's start. I'm going to tell you first one model that actually this is the only one that you're not going to need an Amazon account to start doing it, and that is dropshipping. With dropshipping, you're basically the middleman. You are going to be in charge of holding no inventory whatsoever. You're not going to need a warehouse, and you're not going to ever have to actually ship something to the customer. You're selling products to customers, and you're using a third party to hold the inventory and to ship the inventory. So there are definitely pros to this. There are some high profit margins, and like I said, you're not going to have to hold, so you're not going to need space to do that. But there are a lot of cons to this as well. So you're not going to need an Amazon account because you're actually going to have to start your own website. And to do that, you go to Shopify. So you're going to have to pay to get a website up and running. That's number 1. Number 2, then you're going to have to find a really good product that you know is in high demand and doesn't have a lot of competition to it. And it has to be something, if you really want to make a lot of profit, it's usually something that is like up here in price. This is where you'll have to invest some more money into some software. So you're gonna have to do some product research and find which product that you want. You get a hold of the distributor for that product and you place the order for the customer. So like you're right here, you're right in the middle. Customer, you drive them with your PPC campaigns and they come to your website. They make the order, then you take that order that they just placed and you bring it over here to tell the distributor, hey, I have an order, ship it to the customer. So really, your top focus is going to be branding, marketing, and then establishing those customer relationships. But in the end, this is a really big gamble because you're not having a ton of different products. You're really putting a lot of your eggs into one basket and really hoping that that one product works and investing your time and energy into that one product. So it is a gamble. Speaking of gambles, that brings me to my second model, and that is private labeling and white labeling. So with this model, I'll be upfront and tell you that this could yield you the highest profit margins, but it also is going to cost you the most money to start investing in and a ton of research to get started. There are just so many different steps to this path. So you're gonna have to be creative with this when you're private labeling and white labeling. You need to think of a product and do a ton of product research. So there's your first thing. You're gonna have to get a good software. You're gonna have to find a product that there's a niche established for it, but there's not somebody dominating that niche. So there's not like one seller. For example, if I think of diapers, what pops into my mind would be like Pampers and Huggies. So they're dominating that niche. So you want a product that's selling, but there's not somebody who is like the #1 person of this product. So you don't want a lot of competition of it. You want to find something that doesn't have like a ton of reviews so that you can see that there's room to improve it. You can make this product better, and you're going to be looking at the listing as well to say, okay, I'm competing with this product. I'm going to take this product and I'm going to give it a little spin. I'm going to improve the listing, I'm going to improve the photos, and I'm going to put my brand and my name on it so that now this is just my own unique product. Now this is a model that you will use Amazon for, so you do first need to set up your Seller Central account. Two pros that I can think of right off the bat. The first one is this can, like I said, give you really high profits. The second benefit is you're going to have to create your own listing for this. It's branded, it's yours. Nobody else can be selling it. So that means that there's also no other competition on your listing. You'll get the buy box 100% of the time. But for me personally, the cons of this model definitely outweigh the pros. Yes, you can make a ton of money, but the first con is you're not just going to find a product like that. I guarantee you. This is going to be such a huge investment for you that you are going to spend weeks and maybe even months finding that product. Now, once you finally do use some software to find a product that you think looks like a winning product, now you need to find somebody to make that product for you. So for this, I know a lot of people doing private label, white label, they like to do overseas because let's face it, it is cheaper to get. So a lot of people are using Alibaba as like their go-to to find a manufacturer for the product they have in mind. Yes, it is cheap to find and buy your items there, but you need to keep some things in mind. This is not all sellers created equal. So some manufacturers are better than others. So you're really gonna wanna dig deep into each manufacturer to make sure that they're actually a respectable. So let's say, for example, that you want to private label or white label one of those suction cups that you stick into the shower. If you've never heard of this, they're actually really cool. I got one for like a gag gift a few years ago for Christmas, and I honestly use it all the time. Stick it onto the shower so that you can bring your drinks in with you and have like a little shower drink. So you're gonna wanna find that listing and then see, can I improve this? Go down and read the reviews and say, okay, what are people saying about this item? Is there something that I can focus on improving? Maybe they're saying that the suction cup doesn't work that well and it's falling off of the shower. So this is what you're gonna think in mind when you like twist the item a little bit and make it your own. So, okay, you researched, you found a manufacturer, now you're gonna look at their minimum order quantities. They might make you purchase thousands of them to get it for that low price that you want. Usually the more you order, the cheaper they're going to be. So for example, I might pay $1.24 per my little suction holder if I buy 3,000 of them. But if I only want to buy 500 of them, instead of paying $1.24, they might make me pay $3 a piece. So you're really gonna have to buy in big bulk to get that discount. And now a huge con is it's overseas. The ports, they're not running really good right now. So people who are wanting to do this model, it can take you months upon months. Not only are there a lot of steps, but to get this stuff shipped over from like China, it can literally take 4, 5, 6 months. The first thing you'll wanna do is obviously order a sample. So that sample, just to get the sample, you might be waiting months on. And then once you get it, you might decide, I don't like the quality of this, so I'm gonna find somebody else to work with and produce this for me. Now you're back at the beginning, and it's been months. It's also gonna take a lot of money too. Realistically, if you're doing all of the steps and buying the big quantity, this is going to cost you probably around $10,000 to $15,000, ballpark. So it's a huge investment, and it's a huge gamble. Now, what if you think you did good product research and actually it flopped? What are you gonna do now? You just put all of your eggs in one basket, you have 3,000 of this product and you can't sell it. So it is a huge gamble, but if it works and it pays off, then you could see huge profits. I mean, you could be making tens of thousands a month on it. Now, another important part of this model is since you are creating your own listing, you're gonna wanna make sure that it's really optimized. So then you're gonna have to campaign, PPC, you're gonna need to bring people to you. It's not something that's already established, well branded, so it's not going to have like a natural flow of customers. So you're gonna have to spend a lot of money to drive the customers to you. Now the next model I am the most familiar with currently, because if you are somebody who watches my channel a lot, you know that I started with Arbitrage. That's my third model. Now typically I was thinking this to put it as number 4 as my favorite, but there's actually something else that I've been doing a lot of research on, so I'm gonna talk about that right after this. Now Arbitrage is fantastic for new people coming into the game. The reason being is because it doesn't cost a ton of money up front, and you can start right off the bat. So with that private labeling, that could take you into 12 months or even longer to get the product actually listed and to start making money off of it. But with Arbitrage, you can start making money in just a couple of weeks. Basically what you're doing is you're not recreating anything. You are buying things online or in store, and then you're just reselling it. That's basically all that there is to it. So there is a learning curve to it, but it's not as big as, for example, the private labeling is. So it's a lot easier. It's also scalable. So if you only have like a couple $100s to start with, invest that $200, maybe turn it into $400, and then just keep going from there. So you can start with just a small amount and then just scale it up each month as you can. Another great thing about it is you're not putting all of your eggs in one basket. So you're finding several different products and selling all of these different products, and you're not creating your own listing. You're just jumping onto listing other people have created. Now for the cons. Because you're jumping onto listings that other people have created, there could be 10, 20, 30 sellers of this one product on the same listing. So there's high competition for arbitrage. There's also low margins. Typically, people aim for like 20 to 40% on their items. So if they're buying something at a really low cost, they're not getting much out of it at all. Really think about like a 1/3 rule when you're doing arbitrage. So say that you buy a coffee mug from Walmart and you notice it's selling for $9 on Amazon. You want to find it for 3 times less that price. So if you can find it for $3, here you go, you're going to make a profit. $3 to buy it, so that's 1/3 of the $9 that someone's buying it for. You spent $3 to buy it. You have to pay $3 in fees to Amazon, and then the other $3, that's your profit. So 1/3. Not high profits, but if you can find items that are replenishable, things that you can count on each month after month, that is where you make the money with arbitrage. If you're strictly sticking to retail arbitrage and you're just going into stores and buying things that are on clearance, or maybe we're just on sale that month and you're just clearing the shelf, yeah, you'll probably sell all of those items if you did enough research and found that there's profit to be made and that they're selling. But now what? They're not on sale that following month, so now you can't count on those profits again month after month. You're also probably going to want to invest in some software, especially if you're doing online arbitrage. That's where you just stay at home and basically you're doing online shopping. You're probably going to want to invest in some software that can help you to source through products faster online, or else you're going to be spending hours online trying to find profitable products, which is another con to this arbitrage model. Either way, you're going to be spending hours upon hours sourcing. Now, the fourth model that I want to tell you about is something new to me that I've really been spending a lot of time researching the past week or so, and that is wholesale arbitrage bundles. Now, this model is basically if you took white labeling and online arbitrage and they had like a love child together, they're going to come up with this wholesale arbitrage bundles. It's arbitrage, so you're not coming up with a complete new item. You're taking items that are already selling, already making profits, already have a brand, and you're just going to rebrand them a little bit and put them together in a bundle that makes sense to sell in your own listing. So that's where the pro is. You're going to have your own listing, which means no one else is going to be on it, so no competition. The reason why nobody else can jump on this listing is because you're making it unique. You're making it your own. So let's say you find like a Matchbox car. It's probably not going to yield you much profit, especially because you're paying fees on that one item. But if you bundle 5 Matchbox cars together, you're only paying that one same fee, so it's going to be in the same size class, and you're still paying one fee, that same one fee, but for all 5 together. And now, what if you even throw in like a carrying case for it? You're going to raise the value to the customer, right? They're not going to have to shop around for all of these different Matchbox cars and then shop around for a case separate. Everything's right there in one for them. So it's raising value for them, and you're only paying one fee on all of these products, so it's going to raise your value too, and in the end, you're going to make a lot more profits. Now, how you're making this your own so that nobody else can jump into this listing is you are going to have to get brand registered within Amazon. So you're going to have to think of a niche that you want to be in and some type of like brand logo to go along with it, because anybody could take the same few items and put them together and then call it their bundle and jump on your listing. So you're going to have to get your own special packaging and an item to throw in there that is only an item that you can produce. So for example, I saw a package of Knorr noodles. These are really popular side dishes, and it was just 6 different Knorr noodles. Anybody could do that. I could find those 6 different packages, and I actually did and bought them. And then I didn't know about wholesale bundling and that special item in there that they throw in so that you can't jump on the listing. So I bought these noodles and then I looked at the listing and I was like, what is that right there? It was this little magnetic thing to put on your fridge to write your shopping list on. So it makes sense to go with the product, right? I mean, if it's a food item and then you're giving someone a magnet they can make shopping list on, it goes together. And that had their own logo on it. So I can't just go and buy that magnet to put on the fridge because I have no idea where they got that magnet. I can't reproduce it. So therefore, no one else can jump into that listing because of that one item that they threw in with it. So you're gonna have to think of an item like that to go in with it. And then customize the packaging as well. You can get poly bags and have your logo printed on it. But anyways, no matter how you do it, you somehow have to make this listing completely special and unique to you so that nobody else can hijack it. So you're going to have no competition. It's not going to cost you a ton to do because you're really gonna be able to scale it. And it's not that hard to do either. Aside from having to source some good products and thinking about, okay, what makes sense with these products? What can I put in this bundle? You're gonna have to find some manufacturers, and I actually have a really great way to find wholesale manufacturers that I'm gonna share with you guys, hopefully coming up maybe later this week or maybe even next week. So stick around for that if you're curious about how to find these wholesalers to buy the products from. And that's another pro of it as well. Since you're working with wholesalers directly, you are going to get the bottom dollar price. But you're gonna have to set up yourself with all of the business credentials that you need. So you're gonna have to go that extra step to actually establish yourself as a business. So for me personally, I'm thinking that this wholesale bundles model outweighs all of the rest. I like to shop, I like to do the sourcing, the arbitrage side, so it's mixing that together with kind of like a white label approach too, that I'm branding it and I'm making it my own. So I think that the profits are really here, and because of being no competition and having your own listing, this is definitely the way to go. I really hope that you guys are able to find some value in this, and let me know down in the comments which model are you currently doing, or which one do you think that you're going to end up doing. And if I changed your mind or your perspective a little bit, let me know that as well. Thanks for watching my channel, and I hope that you subscribe because I put out videos every week on e-commerce and how to be successful reselling on Amazon. Bye!